Welcome to this edition of Parks Are for People. I'm Steve Foulger, your host, and we're bringing you today's show from Friendship County Park overlooking the Port of Los Angeles. Upcoming, we'll be visiting one of the county's oldest cultural monuments, the John Anson Ford Theater. We'll explore two beautiful natural areas, Vasquez Rocks and the Devil's Punch Bowl, and you'll have the opportunity to find out what it's like to run in the Eaton Canyon to Henninger Flats up and downhill race. You'll have a chance to look inside the Century Art Gallery, but first, let's visit a place that many of you may remember from your childhood. Did you ever go off to camp when you were a kid? Well, if you did, you probably remember it as a great adventure. If you didn't go to camp, well, here's your chance. Hidden high above Big Bear Lake in the San Bernardino Mountains, the camp is a beautiful place for a kid to have that wonderful experience known as summer camp.
Ripped! Get it! You don't get it, please!
I'll go around in circles. We're going to check out a few of these activities, so come on for the ride. These young campers have the opportunity to try their hand at a wide range of activities during their 5-day stay at Camp Bluff Lake. The kids can choose from learning to canoe,
Went into the bushes so we couldn't get out. You have yours on? You got yours on?
Excellent. Put your paddles in the water, please, girls. Paddles in the water. On the other.
or practicing their archery skills.
Good job.
So almost mine's
Or cooling off in the pool.
Take it easy.
Or testing their balance and nerve on the challenge course.
And Marcella. Yes. Oh,
Okay.
still
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm not saying
Grab her
anything.
right there. You can grab her right there.
Look at this.
She is good. Yeah.
Good job. Let me help you down. Just hold on. Good job. Good job.
Yeah.
Okay, again, let me move you guys back.
Okay, here we go.
These are the high ropes. This event gives the kids the opportunity to test their skill and confidence against the forces of nature. Gravity. Before the kids start, they are securely fastened to a harness. This harness is controlled by a supervisor on the ground. The climber begins the challenge by walking to the top of this slanted tree.
Step back up. Step back up. Keep your balance. Awesome.
They must then climb another 25 feet to the top of a tree. The climber then balances his weight on the cable suspended about 30 feet off the ground. When the climber is in position, all that's left to do is lean back and...
Keep legs locked. Okay, with one hand, grab the knot. Okay, with the other hand, grab the rope above the knot. Okay, spotter's in place, right under him, right next to the log. Okay, ready? Here we go.
Dang it.
Operated in conjunction with the Pasadena YMCA, Camp Bluff Lake is a learning experience for the kids. One of the goals of the camp is to build confidence.
Get down first. Get down first. Good job.
There's lots of things like archery, fishing.
Flirting.
Shut up. Going fishing, riding the horses. I think it's really fun up here.
Raiding
It's my
cabins.
first time going to the Y, but I really like it. I'm coming back next year as a CIT,
Now you're talking serious.
counselor in training.
Kids are closely supervised at all times, especially during activities in and around the lake. About 1/3 of these kids are provided with camperships. These are camp scholarships that pay a portion of the $115 fee for the 5-day stay. Camp Bluff Lake offers a unique setting for campers to explore and learn about the great outdoors. Learning to work together as a group is one of the best lessons that summer camp can teach.
Going on a bear hunt, gonna catch a big one, gonna catch a big one. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid. Oh look, what's that?
The girls' cabin.
Oh yeah. The girls over it, can't go over it, can't go around it, can't go.
I'm sitting in the center aisle of one of LA's oldest outdoor amphitheaters. Can you guess which one? No, it's not the Greek. If you guess the Hollywood Bowl, you're wrong again, but you're getting warmer. Actually, I'm across the street from the Bowl at that other theater. I'm at the John Anson Ford Cultural Arts Theater. Perhaps not as well known as its next-door neighbor, the Ford Theater has been providing residents of Los Angeles County with entertainment for over 60 years. Originally called the Pilgrimage Theater, the 1,300-seat amphitheater was built in 1920 to house the Pilgrimage Play, a holiday drama based on the life of Jesus Christ. In 1941, the theater and adjacent property were donated to the county by the Pilgrimage Play Association. During World War II, the theater served as an occasional hostel for soldiers. The Pilgrimage Play continued until 1961, when the theater was leased to the Hollywood Bowl Association, which staged drama, ballet, and musical productions. In the ensuing years, the county engaged in a major renovation program for the theater. There was one man who stood out in support of the revitalization of not only this theater, but of the Hollywood Bowl as well. John Anson Ford was born on September 29, 1883, in Waukegan, Illinois. He came to Los Angeles in 1920 and formed a successful public relations and advertising firm. In 1934, he campaigned for and was elected to the County Board of Supervisors. For the next 24 years, he performed these duties in an exemplary manner. Credited not only with the restoration of these two public facilities, Ford was instrumental in renewal projects all over the county, including Olvera Street and Bunker Hill.
To honor a man who devoted his entire professional life to the betterment of Los Angeles County, in 1976, Supervisor Ed Edelman moved to rename the theater the John Anson Ford Cultural Arts Theater. The move was unanimously approved.
This resolution came at the culmination of a second major refurbishment, spearheaded by Supervisor Edelman, which included expansion of parking facilities and construction of the Taper 2, a 200-seat mini indoor theater located beneath the larger amphitheater.
Set me up and never bring me down again. Let others grow up wise while I fill the stars. Expectedly to rise. That's life for me. This life must be.
Today, under the supervision of the Los Angeles County Department of Parks and Recreation, the theater offers a wide variety of musical, dramatic, and cultural events. The season runs May through October, with musical festivals from a variety of different styles and cultures, like the Hollywood Hills Rock Festival. John Anson Ford was truly a lover of music and the arts. Rock may not have been his cup of tea, but the Ford Theater has something for everyone. Blues, Latin, salsa, rock, you name it, it's all here. So the next time you come to Hollywood for a concert, come over to that other theater. Come over to the John Anson Ford Cultural Arts Theater. The County Parks Department has a lot of surprises for you, like Friendship Park in San Pedro. With a sweeping view of the harbor and the coastline, the park makes the perfect getaway spot. Stay tuned. When we come back, we'll be off to Vasquez Rocks, and then we'll run in the Eaton Canyon to Henninger Flats race.
Clint Eastwood is a little upset.
Seems some misguided individuals out there are abusing our public lands, and I don't like it. And I don't think you do either. Vandalizing parks and robbing historic sites, or overrunning wild areas, those are ours, and we have to save them. As I see it, these clowns can either clean up their act or get out of town.
Write Take Pride in America. Post Office Box 1339, Jessup, Maryland 20794.
This is Vasquez Rocks. These towering sandstone slabs were created 40 million years ago from earthquake action along the San Andreas Fault. The most spectacular outcroppings are separated by a narrow valley floor. The tallest peak rises over 150 feet. The unique formations consist of sandstone beds that jut out at 40-degree angles, all aiming toward the north. The ancient rock has been compressed and slowly tilted, while erosion has stripped away the soil, leaving these spectacular monuments. The County of Los Angeles acquired Vasquez Rocks in the 1960s, and the present natural area was developed and opened in 1970. Located north of Newhall off the Antelope Valley Freeway, the rock formations are visible for miles around. Visitors have been attracted to the park by the inherent beauty of the rocks.
The Tataviam Indians were the area's earliest inhabitants, arriving as early as 200 BC. The Indians took full advantage of the rock overhangs by living beneath them. This overhang that I'm sitting underneath was home to these Native Americans.
They adapted the sandstone of the rocks for use in everyday life, from grinding food to rock painting. In the 1700s, the missionaries took the Tataviam Indians to the San Fernando Mission, where the Indians found themselves in an alien culture. Consequently, the Tataviam population dwindled rapidly. Very little is known about these people, but present archaeological research is beginning to shed new light on their culture. As a result of these findings, in 1972, Vasquez Rocks was placed on the National Register of Historic Places. These prehistoric sites are a precious and irreplaceable resource in understanding our area's natural history. During the 1850s, the bandit Tiburcio Vasquez used the rocks as a hideout for his gang of outlaws.
They would terrorize the area and then elude capture by disappearing into the craggy canyons. After 22 years, Vasquez was finally captured and hanged.
The county will continue to preserve the archaeological, historical, and natural resources of the area so we can all enjoy and understand the ecology of Vasquez Rocks. To get to the park, take Highway 14 north past Newhall. Turn off on Agua Dulce Canyon Road and follow the signs to Vasquez Rocks. The park has an atmosphere of California history at its best. From a slow-moving time when the Tataviam Indians lived beneath the rocks to when Tiburcio Vasquez raced to elude a posse. Vasquez Rocks County Park is one of our greatest natural resources, full of a rich history. Come out and explore a little bit of that past. The annual Eaton Canyon to Henninger Flats up and downhill race is coming up on October 17th. We took a look back at last year's event. Held each year during the fall, the race was a grueling test of endurance. The race course is actually a dirt road that begins at the Eaton Canyon Nature Center and climbs nearly 2,000 feet in elevation. Among the race information provided by the officials is a list of safety rules for trail running, with a special reminder that this is a wild area and runners must remain on the race path. The runners turn around as they reach the loop through the trees at Henninger Flats. After this, it's a long 4.5 miles downhill to the finish line.
Look at that sprint, uphill as well. What a guy. 54.49, good run.
Each of the runners who finished this endurance test was a champion, as they competed not only against each other, but against themselves and the mountain. Don't go away. When Parks Are for People returns, we'll learn a little bit about local art at the Century Art Gallery and discover some natural beauty at the Devil's Punch Bowl.
Do you have your passport?
For the third time, yeah.
Do you have everything?
Kids, relax. If we weren't grown-ups, they wouldn't have let us join the Peace Corps.
Peace Corps. It's creating food systems in Africa, building homes in Costa Rica, and fighting malaria in Asia. It's teaching math and learning French. It's working side by side. It's been tough, but for 25 years, the Peace Corps has been making a difference in the world.
Mom, Dad, I'm so proud of you.
Peace Corps, the toughest job you'll ever love.
Art galleries aren't new to Los Angeles County. You can find everything from prehistoric art to modern art. Most of these galleries are downtown. We're going to show you one that is a little off the beaten track. The Century Gallery is an important place for today's hottest and most promising artists. The gallery is also located in a county park. Veterans Park in Sylmar is a large and open area of scenic parkland. Along with everything you normally expect from a county park, Veterans also includes the only community art gallery to serve the San Fernando Valley. Operated by the Los Angeles County Department of Parks and Recreation, the Century Gallery has enjoyed 10 successful years since they opened their doors back in 1977. The real history of the gallery and the park starts further back than 1977 to a much darker chapter in the history of the San Fernando Valley. On February 9, 1971, residents of Southern California found themselves awakened in their beds by one of the worst earthquakes to hit the area in over 40 years. Known as the Sylmar earthquake, the event caused destruction throughout Los Angeles County. When the quake was over, many buildings were damaged or destroyed. None were harder hit than the U.S. Veterans Memorial Hospital in Sylmar. Built before many earthquake-resistant codes, the hospital was shaken beyond repair. The federal government decided to give the property to the County of Los Angeles. From the ruins that were once a hospital, the county built Veterans Park. The new 92-acre park was named in honor of the hospital that was destroyed in the terrible quake. Today, the area is quiet and scenic. But what really makes Veterans Park special is the art gallery located inside the park. In the 10 years since the Century Gallery has been open, the staff has worked hard to maintain a commitment to the artists, art lovers, and the community. Over the years, Century has featured numerous artworks and a diversity of themes. The gallery has been especially strong in the area of presenting the latest examples of modern art. As you can see, modern art can be unusual as well as stimulating. Much of the art is three-dimensional. This helps to give the observer a feeling of involvement with the artwork. The gallery is proud of their commitment to the local art lover.
One of the strong points of the gallery is the ability to tap into the vast number of rising artists in Los Angeles County.
Today, the Art Center has become nearly self-sufficient, relying on the dedication of artists, art enthusiasts, and volunteers. Together, these people make up the unique family that is known as the Century Art Gallery. Fall marked the 10th anniversary of the gallery, and what better way to celebrate than with a party? The gallery celebrated its 10th birthday with good food, fine music, and of course, old friends. On display were the works of no less than 13 new artists. Their art reflected the gallery's goal of offering diverse forms of artistic expression. The discovery of new talent has always been an exciting aspect of the Century Gallery.
I'm Pearl Cronowitz, and this is my work. It's called Animal Farm, and it's a takeoff of George Orwell's Animal Farm, which was written in 1945. And it's a story of when the animals take over the farm from the humans, and they decide that they can run it. And as time goes on, the pigs decide that they're much smarter than the other animals, and they decide they're going to rule them. And they lay down all the rules and regulations. By the end of the story, there's only one commandment left, which was changed to suit the pigs, and that is that all animals are equal, but some are more equal than others.
Also on display was a photographic history which highlighted the many exhibits that have been held in the gallery. The event was a chance to look at the past and the present of the Century Art Gallery. The Century Gallery has developed into a useful and vital part of the artistic community. Today, the gallery is moving ahead with vision and dedication to meet the growing needs of artists and art lovers alike. About 63 million years ago, this area was covered by ocean. After the water receded, a 10,000-foot layer of marine sediment was left behind. From that sediment rose these towering walls of rock that are now known as the Devil's Punch Bowl.
The hills on which I'm standing are part of one of the world's greatest geological wonders. We're looking at the San Andreas Fault, an earthquake zone which extends from San Francisco to the Gulf of Mexico.
Because of the movement along this fault line, the pink and tan colored sediment left by the ancient ocean has been compressed, broken, and tilted. Wind and water added to this erosion process, with the end result being these strangely shaped rocks.
The area was discovered in 1853 by Secretary of War Jefferson Davis. Davis stumbled upon the Punch Bowl on an expedition to find a route for the railroad.
In 1857, the great Fort Tejon earthquake caused the uplifted bowl-like characteristics that we see today. Settlers tried to cross the bowl in the late 1800s. Because of the rough terrain, these pioneers named the area the Devil's Punch Bowl. The County of Los Angeles first surveyed the Punch Bowl for the development of a natural area in 1949. In 1963, a 1,300-acre park was dedicated, and today is open for visitors to enjoy the spectacular beauty of the Devil's Punch Bowl.
The bowl lies southeast of Pear Blossom, where the Angeles National Forest meets the Mojave Desert. The bowl is 5,000 feet in elevation, while the canyon is 300 feet deep.
Nature hikers with more stamina can choose from a network of trails that fan out from the Punch Bowl into the mountains above the park.
where the Pacific Crest Trail passes nearby. For those of you who enjoy easier hikes, a half-mile self-guided nature trail loops around the upper rim of the bowl. Detailed information about all aspects of the park is available at a visitor center located near the entrance.
The Devil's Punch Bowl is a fantastic geological wonder, a land of contradictions and beauty. Come up and see for yourself why parks are for people. Well, that's all for today. We hope you enjoyed the program. The places and events that you saw on Parks Are for People are made available to you through the Los Angeles County Department of Parks and Recreation. If you have any questions about today's show, give us a call downtown at area code 213-738-3034. I'm Steve Foulger. We'll see you next time on Parks Are for People.